Welcome back to my channel. And if you are visiting this space for the first time, you are also highly welcome. In this lecture, we'll be looking at the sural nerve. Let's try and use this image by the side here for illustration. This is the configuration of the lower limb. And at the lower end here is where we have the leg. At the distal half of the leg is where we have the emergence of the sural nerve. And this is what is seen to be highlighted here in dotted red. The sural nerve is a solely sensory nerve. So write down with me as I unfold the basis behind the formation of the sural nerve and the different regions in the lower limb that it provides sensory innervations for. The sural nerve is a pure cutaneous nerve. This nerve is seen to give solely a sensory innervation. And you see it emerging from the distal half of the leg. Let's try and use this image by the side here for illustration. This is where we have the configuration of the lower limb. And at the inferior region here is where we have the leg. At the distal half of the leg is where we have the emergence of the sural nerve. And this is what is seen to be highlighted here in dotted red. This nerve, we say it's a purely sensory nerve, and it seems to provide sensory innervations for the posterolateral region of the leg and also the lateral edge of the foot. This slide will be explaining how the sural nerve is formed. The sural nerve is seen to have two roots. So it is formed as a result of the two roots coming together or uniting to form the sural nerve. So we have two roots, one from the medial suracutaneous nerve, and the second is from the lateral suracutaneous nerve. These are the two roots of the sural nerve, and these two roots will unite to form the sural nerve. So let's dive into this slide to establish how the medial and the lateral suracutaneous nerve are formed. Let's try and use this image here by the side in explaining the basis behind the formation of the sural nerve. So this is the posterior region of the lower limb. And this is the medial side, and this other hand here is the lateral side. It is good for us to put this image in an anatomical position so that it will be easy for us to understand. So this is the posterior configuration of the lower limb as we've stated. And at the upper region here that is harrowed in red is where we have the sciatic nerve. This sciatic nerve is one of the branches of the sacral plexus. I have put up a lecture on the sacral plexus and also on the sciatic nerve. If you've not checked those two lectures, please kindly go and do so to keep yourself updated. This structure that is harrowed here in red is the sciatic nerve. And at this point, specifically at the upper border of the popliteal fossa, you see the sciatic nerve dividing into two nerves. You have the sciatic nerve dividing into the tibial nerve on the medial side. And of course, on the lateral side, you have the common fibular nerve. This common fibular nerve is also referred to as the peroneal nerve. So you have the sciatic nerve dividing into its two terminal branches. And this had the tibial nerve on the medial side and also the common fibular nerve on the lateral side. So driving deep more into this configuration, the tibial nerve will give the medial suracutaneous nerve. And this is what is highlighted here at this point. And of course, this is on the medial side, and that is why it is so named the medial suracutaneous nerve. On the lateral side, we also have a lateral suracutaneous nerve, but this would be emerging from the common fibular nerve. And this is what is seen to be highlighted here in purple. So you have the medial suracutaneous nerve emerging on the medial side, both from the tibial nerve, and we have the lateral suracutaneous nerve on the lateral side, just as the name implies, but an emergence from the common fibular nerve. We already said that the common fibular nerve is also referred to as the peroneal nerve. So as we have these two emergences, the medial and the lateral suracutaneous nerve, you see them driving down along the posterior region of the leg. And at the distal half of the leg, you see these two nerves uniting to form the sural nerve. So at this point here, you have a sural communicating nerve, which can also be referred to as the sural communicating peroneal nerve. This sural communicating nerve is seen to unite the medial and the lateral suracutaneous nerve to become the sural nerve. And this is what is seen to be highlighted here in red, of course, harrowed in black. So this is how we have the emergence or the formation of the sural nerve. So you see the medial suracutaneous nerve and the lateral suracutaneous nerve, which are, of course, the two roots of the sural nerve. And these two roots will then come together to form the sural nerve. So this is how we have the formation of the sural nerve. So let's drive further to see the cause of the sural nerve. after its emergence or formation at the distal half of the leg, we see the course that it runs and also the specific regions that it innervates along that course. So using this image here at the center first for illustration, this is where we have the posterior configuration of the lower limb. This is the posterior region. And on this side, we have the medial side. On this other side, we have the lateral side. We already said we have the sciatic nerve here, harrowed in black. The sciatic nerve is seen to further terminate or divide into the tibial nerve that is harrowed in green, and also the common fibular nerve that is harrowed in purple. It is from these two nerves that we have the root of the sural nerve. So from the tibial nerve, we have the emergence of the medial supracutaneous nerve, which is harrowed here also in green. And from the common fibular nerve, we have the emergence of the lateral supracutaneous nerve, which is also harrowed here in purple. So these two roots will unite at this point through the sural communicating nerve to form the sural nerve. So this is the basis behind the formation of the sural nerve. So after the emergence of the sural nerve, you see that it passed through the two eggs of the gastrocnemius muscle. We know that the gastrocnemius muscle is the muscle that is seen in the posterior compartment of the leg. So this is the medial head of the gastrocnemius, and this is the lateral head. And in between these two eggs is where you see the sural nerve passing through, being directed more to the lateral side, because it is through this lateral region that the sural nerve would access the foot. And you see the sural nerve, of course, passing through this region and being directed more to the lateral side. And this is why it is seen to provide sensory innervation for the posterolateral region of the leg. So using this image here by the side to describe the part of the sural nerve around the foot region. We say we have the emergence of the sural nerve here, highlighted in dotted red, of course, around the distal half of the leg. So after its emergence, you see it passing in between the two ends of the gastrocnemius as we highlighted, and you see it being directed more to the lateral side. So at this region, you see the sural nerve passing between the lateral malleolus. This is the lateral malleolus here, arrowed in yellow, and also the Achilles tendon. And this is the Achilles tendon here, highlighted in green. So you see it passing in between these two structures for it to then access the foot region. The sural nerve is not also seen to pass alone. It is seen to be accompanied by the small saphenous vein. You see it crossing or passing along this structure, of course, running in between the lateral malleolus here that is harrowed in yellow, and also the Achilles tendon behind that is highlighted here in green. It is through this part that the sural nerve is able to access the foot. And when it gets to the foot, you see it running along the lateral edge of the foot, of course, also providing sensory innervation for this region. So if you try to use this image here by this side, this is the foot region. And if you look at this edge here that is harrowed at this point, is where we have the lateral edge of the foot, because this is the medial side and this is the lateral side. So this is the lateral edge of the foot, and this is where the sural nerve finally runs to give sensory innervation. So let's go to clinical and applied anatomy. Sural nerve can be injured. Injury to this nerve can occur as a result of fracture to the ankle joint and also the calcaneal bone. And this will lead to the loss of sensation of the areas that are innervated by the sural nerve. And this we have adequately described during the course of this lecture. The sural nerve can also be used as a means of tracking the tibial nerve, because if we look at the orientation and the formation of the sural nerve, we can see that its emergence from where it is formed can be used to track the tibial nerve. The sural nerve can also be used for nerve drafting. You say that this nerve is a solely sensory nerve, so part of this nerve can be taken to replace damaged nerve. So thanks for watching this video. Let's continue to stay glued to this channel.